Okay guys, so today we're going to talk about a little bit of everything. That was your homework assignment for today, which is February 17th, 2015. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you some of the problems that I think most students have problems with. So I'm going to solve number 5, number 9, number 11, 13, 15, and 16. I do have 2 students here in tutoring, so we're going to have them be the class, and then we're going to work through number 5. For the most part, I'm going to go a little bit fast, but you can stop and rewind if you get lost. Alright, so if you look at number 5, you're dividing 2 rational expressions. So the first thing is you're going to keep the first fraction the same. So you have x squared minus x minus 12 divided by 4x plus 12. You're going to flip the second fraction so that you have 6 on the top, x squared minus 6x plus 8. And then the C stands for change. So you're going to change the division sign to multiplication. The next step, just like we did in our warm-up, is to factor negative 12. Okay, or factor the numerator. What are the factors of negative 12 that add up to negative 1? 12 and 1 would give me negative 11.
That'll give you what? Negative 1?
Negative 1, yes.
3 and negative 4.
Okay, so 3 times negative 4 gives you negative 12, and multiplied together, when you combine them, you end up getting negative 1. So your factors are going to be x plus 3 and x minus 4. On the bottom, you don't have an x squared, so you can't get 2 sets of parentheses. The only thing you can do is get the greatest common factor. Okay, what do they have in common? Not a 12, but a 4. So you're going to factor out the 4, and you're left with parentheses. So the question is 4 times what will give you 12?
X plus 3.
X plus 3. Perfect. 4 times 3 gives you 12, and 4 times x gives you 4x. If you look at the second fraction, 6 stays the same, and then you're going to factor the 8. So what are the factors of 8 that add up to negative 6?
Negative 4 times negative 2. I mean negative 4.
Negative 4 times and negative 2.
Yeah.
Both of those multiplied together gives you a positive 8, and you end up getting negative 6. So your factors are going to be x minus 4 and x minus 2. Okay, which is excellent, right? Because whatever you have in the numerator, you are hoping to get in the denominator so that you can cancel them. What can we divide by?
Cross out the, yeah, x minus 4.
And x plus 3. So your final answer is 6 over 4 times x minus 2. Is that an answer choice?
Yes.
Okay, so in the bottom of your worksheet, you're going to look for 6 over 4 x minus 2. And it's at the very bottom. So there I'm going to write a number 5. Okay, let's look at number 9. If we look at number 9, you have 7x plus 4 stays the same. And you see how you have, this time we're subtracting. So you have a common denominator of x squared plus 3x plus 2. So you don't have to do anything because the denominators are the same. Okay, so 7x plus 4 minus 3x minus 2. So if I'm going to rewrite it, I'm going to write 7x and put the common factors together. What is negative 1 times 3x? Negative 3x. Plus 4, what is minus 1 times a negative 2? I'm going to put 4 minus a negative 2. Do you have any questions on that step? Okay, so I had to distribute the negative. So I had 7x minus 3x, wrote it here, plus 4 minus a negative 2. So I put a negative and a negative. Okay, but 2 negatives turns into a positive. So this is really 4 plus 2. So what is 7x minus 3x?
7x minus 2x. 4.
Yeah, so you have 4x. What is 4 plus 2? 6, good, all over. And then your denominator, x squared plus 3x plus 2. And look, we're really close to our answer here. So in that box, you're going to put a 9. Do you guys have any questions on that one? Okay, let's go to the next, number 11. Did I give you enough time to copy it down? Okay. So it says, add or subtract these rational expressions. Show your common denominators and numerators on this sheet or separate paper. Factor denominators when possible. Okay, is there anything that we can simplify?
Well, the 4 and 2.
The 4 and the 2, but they're both in the bottom, so not really. Okay, but what you need is you need a common denominator. So how can I get 2x to be equal to 4x?
Multiply
Times 2. Can you open it up? You're going to multiply the top and the bottom by 2. I'm going to just pause it. What you can do is multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2. So you're going to keep the first fraction the same. What's 3 times 2? 6. Good. And what's 2x times 2? 4x. Do I now have a common denominator? Yes, they're the same. So all you're going to do is do 5 plus 6 all over 4x. Si quieres sacar tu papel y empezar a copiar esto. Okay, what's 5 plus 6?
11.
11. So we have 11 over 4x. That's your final answer. Do you have that in the front?
Number 11.
Yeah, 11 over 4x. It's at the very bottom of your page. So right there, you're going to put an 11. Okay, so if you look at number 13, do you have anything that you can simplify? Not really, right? Do you have a common denominator? No. So you're going to have to multiply each side by the opposite. So you're going to multiply the right hand side by x plus 2 and the left hand side by x minus 5. Okay, and this is where it gets a little bit complicated. You're going to have to distribute the 7 to the x and the 7 to negative 5. What is 7 times x? 7x, good. What is negative 5 times 7? Or good. 7x minus 35? Can't see?
Oh, yeah, look here, I wonder what it is.
Oh, because I'm hiding I guess I'm in the projector. Alright, so let's look at the next one. You're going to multiply negative 4 times a positive x. What do you get?
What?
So I'm multiplying negative 4 times x. Positive or negative?
Negative 4.
Negative 4x. And then you're going to multiply negative 4 times a positive 2.
Negative 8.
Good. All over. Do I have a common denominator now? Yeah, it's x minus 5 times x plus 2. Okay, now I have to combine the like terms. So what is 7x minus 4x?
3.
Okay, so you have 3x. And the very last thing you have to do is say, okay, what is negative 35 minus 8?
You would add it, no?
Yeah, it becomes a really big negative number.
Negative 43.
You guys agree? It's negative 43. all over x minus 5 times x plus 2. Is that an answer choice? I don't see it.
No. We have to reduce it.
If you look at your answer bank, you cannot find the answer 3x minus 43 over x minus 5 times x minus or plus 2 because there's a typo. So the closest one that it gets to is at the top column, or top row, right next to number 9. This should actually read 3x minus 43. Okay, once it reads 3x minus 43, then the correct answer is 13 for that problem. The next problem is number 15. Do they have a common denominator? No. So what do you need to do to get a common denominator?
Which one would you have to change?
I think the easiest one to change is a 3, right? Can we multiply 3 by something to get 6x? What are we going to multiply by? By 2x. So you're going to multiply the numerator by 2x and the denominator by 2x. Excuse me? 15, yes. So you're left with 5 over 6x. What is 2x times negative 2? Good, negative 4x over, what's 3 times 2x? 6x, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and leave the 6x on the bottom because that's your common denominator.
So you don't have to put another 6x?
No, because they're the same, right? They're the same denominator. Do you want me to show you the steps? Yes. Alright, so if I just wrote the steps there in case you needed to see it. Okay, so since you have the same common denominator, I'm only going to write 6x once. What's 5 minus 4x? And actually not 1x. What's 5 minus 4x? Since this is from Bloods and this one's from Crip, okay, they're not the same letter, right? They're not the same family if you don't want to talk about gangs. So your final answer is 5 minus 4x all over 6x. So if you look at your answer choices, you see something very similar to that, except it's written negative 4x plus 5 all over 6x. They are the same thing, so just look for that answer choice on your answer bank. Okay, so if you look at number 16, you're trying to get a common factor, okay, a common denominator. So to make things a little bit easier, is there anything that we have in common between 5 and negative 20? A 5, right? And you're left with x minus 4. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Okay, which is awesome because that's what we have in our second fraction, x minus 4. So if I have x minus 4 in one fraction and x minus 4 in the other fraction, what am I missing? So that they'll be the same denominator.
5.
The 5. So I'm going to multiply both, not both, but just the second fraction by 5. So you have 2 over 5x minus 4 plus, what's 7 times 5? 35. And then 5 times x minus 4. I'm just going to leave it like this. Do I have a common denominator now? Are they the same? Son igual? See? Yes. So now you have 2 plus 35 over 5x minus 4. What is 35 plus 2? 37 over 5 times x minus 4. Do you see that in your answer choices? And you do, it would be
Yeah.
column 2, last row, right? So it would be 16. Alright guys, thank you for joining us for your homework practice, a little bit of everything. Good luck on the rest. See you tomorrow.